Hello, I'm Sandra. Maybe something has felt slightly off lately. Not dramatic, just unfamiliar. Your voice sounds different even to you. Your reactions arrive a little slower. The tone of your days has shifted. And it is easy to wonder what went wrong. Maybe nothing went wrong at all. Maybe the key has simply changed. When music changes key, there is tension. For a moment, it can sound unsettled. The ear needs time to adjust. The body needs time as well. You might feel slightly out of place, as if everyone else stayed in the old song, and you stepped into another one. That does not mean you are off key. It may mean your range is moving. Some seasons ask for brightness. Some seasons lower the tone. You may be speaking more quietly now, or choosing fewer words. That is not a failure. It is a shift in scale. There can be pressure to return, to sound like the earlier version of you, to match the volume around you. But something inside may be settling lower, more grounded than before. Changing scale does not erase who you were. It adds another dimension. The notes are related, even if the spacing feels different. You may notice yourself pulling back, not out of fear, but out of recalibration. Your system is finding a new alignment. That alignment can feel quiet, almost invisible to others. But it is real inside you. Sometimes the shift happens after strain, after holding a high note too long. The voice naturally lowers. Not to collapse, but to rest. There may be less urgency now, less need to prove. That can feel strange at first, especially in a loud world, where intensity is often rewarded. But your tone is allowed to soften. Your tempo is allowed to slow. Nothing is broken here. There is only transition. Transition carries uncertainty, because the old harmony fades before the new one fully forms. That in-between space can feel exposed, as if something is missing. It may not be missing. It may simply be rearranging. You might notice new sensitivities, New boundaries forming quietly. Old reactions losing their volume. That is not weakness. It is a change in expression. When scales change, certain notes stand out. Others fade into the background. The same can happen in a life. Some desires become quieter. Some priorities shift position. It can feel like disorientation, especially if others expect the old melody. You may sense their confusion or their subtle disappointment. And still the shift continues, because something deeper is guiding it. You do not have to force clarity right now. It is enough to notice the change, to sit with the unfamiliar tone, without labeling it as wrong. Off-key suggests error. Changing scales suggests movement. Movement can be subtle, almost imperceptible day to day. But over time, it shapes the whole song. You may find yourself less reactive, more observant than before, or perhaps more tender. In places that once felt firm. These are not mistakes. They are adjustments. The body and mind finding resonance with something more current. There can be grief in leaving a familiar key, even if it no longer fits. Grief does not mean you chose wrongly. It simply marks transition. As you sit here listening, you might sense your own tone, not the one expected of you, but the one present now. It may be softer or deeper or steadier in a new way. There is space here for that. Space for the note you are holding, even if it does not resolve yet. Resolution takes time, and time is already moving. You are not behind. You are not misaligned. You are in transition, learning the sound of this scale. As it settles into your system, it is quiet work, mostly invisible from the outside, but meaningful within. Nothing needs to be forced. Nothing needs to be performed. The change is already happening. I'm Sandra. Thank you for being here with me.